There is a reason why the Amish build a barn before they build a house. A barn is a position of strength. It's a position where you can do a little bit of extra work on your house. You can stage the cabinets. You can go ahead and bring in the drywall. You can protect and shelter all the expensive components that you'll do in a house. So I did mine backwards because COVID did not allow me to build my barn first, and I just finished my barn. The barn behind me I built for $3,500. It's 40 foot long. It has overhangs that I could park a combine under if I'd want, a small tractor at the very least. It's also got a lean-to on this side, a small 4-foot overhang. The purpose of my lean-to is for me to be able to put a sawmill in on this side, and I'll go ahead and cut on this side, and lumber will dry on the other side. So that's the purpose of mine. But for $3,500 to have an off-grid barn, position of power, and barns represent everything that is Americana. It's an absolute necessity. So, but for $3,500, anybody can make this investment. So what do I have here? I have a steel box that is impervious to rain, maybe gunfire, but also fire resistant, flood resistant, 1.5 inch thick floor, that's plywood, rodent resistant. It's off the ground. My particular build's off the ground. The rest of this video in Cowboy Builds a 1,000-Year Home, it will be everything about how I built this barn. So you can go ahead and just watch along and get everything from the day I bought it, to the roll-off, to leveling, to electric, to the tin roof, to the lean-to, to the putting in the sawmill even, although you might put something else in there. So all of that will be in this video. It won't take you very long. But if you're interested in building a barn, man could do this in 4 days. Now, I did it after hours. I've got a regular 40-hour a week plus job. It was the holiday, so it took me about 30 days of evening work for me to go ahead and get this put up. But I know that a dedicated person with a couple extra hands, I solo built most of this thing, like 99% of this I solo built. So, but if you had some extra hands, you could knock it out real fast. That's the advantage. Once you have your barn, you have a position of strength where you can start doing some other work, right? You could buy materials and bring it in, find a good deal. You could set it up. In the front, you could put in your table saws. You can be working out of it. So without further ado, let me show you how I built this here barn so you can follow along and enjoy yourself. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe.
The first step you'll have to do is go and buy a shipping container. And I found it's better to just go and take a look at them rather than have somebody deliver. Let's take a look at this.
Oh yeah, that's a good looking floor too. That looks like hardwood, tropical hardwood is what that looks like.
So this shipping container was the 5th one that I looked at, and El Salmo there walked me through, and I buy from them on a regular basis. Well, the things you can't see in the video is like, what does it smell like? Is there oil spilled in it? What are the floors like? How much patching? This one has very little patching. The outside had a damage on it, you know, the little bit of rust. But all of these ocean-going vessels, they've been out there for 50 years. So I picked one that has straight, no dents, smelled good. The floor was immaculate, which tells me they took really good care of this shipping container. It always did something normal, you know, boxes of TVs or something, right? So here he is loading it up.
Just so cool. I love all these big boy toys. I just love it. It's intimidating to be standing here with all of that weight moving around. It really is. And I'm far enough away, if it fell, it wouldn't matter anyway, but it's intimidating.
Well, and then, you know, you'll have to make sure your road is ready for a shipping container. I'm in the middle of a drought, so I know that a guy can bring a shipping container through the woods and through the pastures of mine. But I did have to cut a new road because I put this way, way in the back. And here's an example of how they're rolled off. One example, there's several different ways, but this is the roll off from the rear. And if you notice, the wheels of that semi-trailer, they're moved up now. So he can adjust those up and then pull it forward. So he'll stop here.
And then he'll just wait at the end.
And then once he rolls it off, I put just those logs underneath it. And then I went to work at leveling it. So what I've got is on the back, it's on the ground still, but I slowly take it up a little bit at a time with a floor jack. So these are 8,000 pounds. So You know, anything bigger than a 4-ton jack would probably get you there, but I did a 12-ton jack on this. And it's how I've raised every one of my shipping containers. The reason why I raise them is to preserve the underside, right? But by triangulating like this, it mostly auto lines up and auto levels. But and also by going up 2 feet, I could slip bins underneath it for storage. I get rid of rodents, and it stays dry so it doesn't rust.
All right, there we go. Let's look. Oh, that is darn good eyeballing work. I mean, really good eyeballing work. All right, so it's level this direction. Now let me go along the back and just eyeball it. Well, it is getting evening. It's getting dark. Let's go ahead and see if I could wire this here 40-foot building in 30 seconds or less. And so can you. Ready? Step 1, open the doors. Step 2, it's so dark you can't see anything in there. Well, what do I got? I've got a jackery set up. Let me turn it on. All right, give it a moment. Bam! Just that easy. Probably under 30 seconds. So those lights that I have in there, they came from Costco, I believe. But they're just your regular patio lights that I string up between all of the ties. So they got the pallet ties in the ceiling, and I go back and forth, back and forth. In the very back, I go a little denser because that's where you need the most light. And if I needed to do tools in here, I would have just put a big jackery, one with a battery pack in there. I could run table saws on that, everything up to a welder. Maybe even a modern little tiny welder I could do in there as well. But you could see that this gives me a lot of storage space. I've already started moving into it. I'm not even done building it, and I've already started doing this. So there you go, a 30-second way to wire a whole building. Now, barns, how often do you go into them? How often do you use them, right? In all honesty, most people just go and flip a light, grab a bin, walk out, or grab the food, feed the horses. You know, so this jackery idea is the most excellent way for you to be able to put power in an off-grid barn that's built like this. All right, well, I want to thank Scott for helping me get these logs up. Franz was our spotter that day. Good thing. So there they are. They're all sitting up on top of the shipping container. Listen, this is the real deal. I'm a solo builder. There's not a team standing off grid. If I make a mistake here, I could be dead. So, but let's get these scooched up and to where I want them in their final state. Also, I just noticed I'm going to do an inspection, rotate. So I did an inspection of, everything. I noticed that something I missed on this shipping container is back there. I've got a little caved in spot, which I've never noticed when I walked around in it. So that won't be any good. That will hold water and rust that out. So my experience is I'm not strong enough to jack those out, bump them out. It's not possible. What I'll have to do is I'll have to put a concrete in there or something and raise it up so that it's level and the water runs off. I will not leave that like that. It will rust a hole in there. So even though these Core 10 containers will last a very, very long time, they won't last a long time if you leave water sit in them. Ideally, I would have debarked all of these and put them up there, but this roof is going to be a temporary roof. I'm intending to take it down. The problem is when you're super successful, things that are temporary become permanent, right? So I don't want that. So without further ado, let me go ahead. I've got this timber skid right here. I'll go ahead and get it up on the timber skid. I'll put those 2x4s inside it, underneath it. And then with that, I should be able to push and pull this thing. And I could always get the four-wheeler, change the rope points and get the four-wheeler, put it on there and move it forward. We'll find out if I could do it manually first. I think you can see in the setting sun how that'll all work out. Well, this peeling of the log should have been done on the ground where it was safe, but I don't mind. Sometimes I'm thinking about how I'm building this, so I don't mind, doing it now. It's a ridiculous inefficiency.
Well, once I have the logs peeled just over the top, I don't want the bark being for nesting material. I go ahead and with logging chains, I lash the front timber to the header and the legs of the shipping container. So it is lashed down. So from there, then I have a leverage point where I can move logs and align everything. Prior to that, if you push one end of a log on top of it, it just teeter-totters to the other end. So I bring in lumber. What you're looking at is 16-foot treated. Everything I use is treated. Treated 2x4s that I'm going to use for rafters between all of the shipping containers. And then I just pull them up and I load them all up at once. Again, I am a single builder out here, and it is pretty high up off the ground, high enough to kill you if you fall. So part of my whole thing here is to make sure I don't fall, I don't trip. Perhaps I should be tied down to something, but if I fall and I'm tied down, I'll just be dangling in space. So
what I've done is I've put every one of those logs at the same width apart, just using the ribs on top of the connex. So the connex has got a corrugation. I counted 6. I rolled the log to 6 and I set them all there. So I'm worried about the wind shear on this sail when I get all the way done, because there'll be 16-foot rafter ties in there, and then there'll be tin on top of it, and that's just to protect the sawmill while I'm working on it. The other side has the same thing, but it's only a 2-foot overhang of the bigger logs.
all right, this little segue up, I'll do a little music here, but you see that I made a template out of the timber. So these are all 24-inch on center. I found the middle of the shipping container, and I'm just building 2 feet on each side perfectly for each rafter. I'm using a nail gun, a framing gun, so that this is a little faster. But I'll sit here, let you listen to the music, watch me go through and build it. But there's a template on each end that I'm using to frame this all in perfectly.
Painted a frame where I hide away time. Clocks that I found in the dust and the grime. I stopped every second, rewrote what we knew, rebuilding the echoes of me and of you. An old faded photo I placed in your hands. Soft-spoken confessions like shifting sands, deep in the chest where the night used to sleep. Our story was buried in secrets we keep. We pushed all the pain of the storms to the sea. Tried hard to forget what was tearing at me. There's no more time, please don't ask me to stay. There's nothing left here, it's all washed away. In a world that was never made for your soul, where the end of the road takes a silent toll. Love burns brighter, your color restored.
So now that we have the 4x4s tied into the roof and the leg bolted in everywhere, we went ahead and passed the 2x4 underneath, and it's tied into both. So now the roof is gripped by the lag bolts. Go ahead, cut it flush, Scott. So if you wanted to build a floating deck, that would have worked for that too. And that would be really good for people that are not doing Adobe style. You would just do this and do a floating deck. You'd do that roof, which that roof is, to be honest, we didn't prep those logs. Had we prepped the logs to the same size and they would have been perfect, this roof would have looked good.
Breathe in the quiet.
is quite a bit of work to be a solo builder, right? I can either be down there passing something up, or up here putting it together. But I have to go up, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The back of my legs and my feet hurt for going up and down ladders. Anybody who's done ladder work will know what I'm talking about. The rungs, you know, really get heavy on the bottom of your feet, get sore. In addition, I don't know if you could do this during the summer. When I've done tin work in the summer, I have measured over 140 degrees regularly on the tin itself. It's too hot to touch. But here I am in the dead of winter in Texas. Beautiful day. Really very, very nice. I know Michigan and that whole snow belt's getting pounded. I grew up in Michigan, so I watched that. But I've had a wonderful day. Just really enjoyed myself. I started out this morning. I finished up a lot of the carpentry work and did a couple of the uprights that needed to be completed. Did a little bit of additional nailing that hadn't been done, as well as some removing some surplus lumber here and there. Then I gathered up tin. I brought tin in, and now I've been putting these roof pieces on. Originally, I was going to run a roof rafter here, because I didn't know how long the pieces were. I had picked them up from an old barn at one point in time. It turned out that they're enormous. They're, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16-foot pieces of tin, which get me the overhang, which is 10 feet, as well as 4 feet onto the shipping container, 6 feet onto the shipping container. So it covers a lot. So I'm not going to put a roof piece on here. In addition, I think that it's lag bolted on. You know, I did everything that I needed to do to make sure the wind doesn't turn this into a sail. Feeling pretty good. I'm kind of worn out, so I'm hoping that I can get these last 4 pieces up. But I'm going to guess 2 pieces before the sun goes all the way down. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on stop motion while I do this little bit of work, but I can see me coming back tomorrow to finish this up, as well as the other half of the overhang. Let me show you that. All right, so there's my 16-foot pieces of tin that were harvested, and then I've got a little spot there which is 2, 4, 6 feet long or so, so I might tuck in an 8-foot section, let it overhang a little bit. We'll see. But I'll cut all those, pre-size those before I bring them up so that I can just get it done. I'm going to move the ladder over here to the end so I can come and go, because that's going to get crowded here when I start filling that in. And then I have to take my tools down in case it rains tonight. But let me put you back on stop motion. I'm going to see if I can get this done before sunset, but I do not work in the dark. Especially up on a roof. That just makes no sense at all. I've got these all screwed down to about there or so. I shimmy down the tin and drill holes. If I was a lighter man, I'm 250 pounds, I might be interested, you know, in walking or something like that. But I spread my load out so that the tin doesn't bow, and it's not all fastened, so if it crinkles, you know, it'll wear that crinkle forever. Anyway, let me go ahead and get this done. Additionally, you see there's no, out on the end, I don't actually have any kind of timber holding that up. I might turn that ladder for now and use it as a brace on that last rafter. Let me do that while I put on these last pieces of tin.
It hums indeed. Dust rolls soft like an endless sea. A broken wheel leans on the gate. Time's a circle, don't it wait? Oh, desert winds, they sing, carry me far on a hollow string, round and round where the old roots cling. Oh, desert wind, sing. No one sleeps under stars that don't forget. The moon's a coin, it's always set, and the mandolin sighs, oh, it sighs like echoes lost in open sky. Oh, desert winds, they sing, carry me far on a hollow string, round and round where the old roots cling. Oh, desert winds, they sing, they sing. Lone hawk calls, no one hears. Washboard rattles through the years. Pedal steel bends, the notes just fall like sand slipping through it all.
Well, the plan was always to only have a 4-foot section on this side, and I've got that, but I'm thinking I want to pull it out just a couple more inches. I can't go too far out because the wind will grab it, right? Rattle it loose. This side I'm super happy with. Gutter, I could put a gutter on it. Looks good. It'll hold up, I believe, in Texas wind. I think it'll just rattle through there and not pick it up, carry it away. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, now's to put the sawmill underneath there. Well, there is a burn ban out here, and it is a genuine and sincere burn ban. So I'm inside my shipping container where I'm going to cut the 4 pieces of tin that I need to finish up that roof. I don't want it dangling, the tin to dangle out where the wind shear can get it and peel it, right? So I want it to be tied up against the 2x4 rafters that I have in there. Anyway, let me get this done. It's been a day or so. I've been on other projects, but let me go ahead real quick, get this done. Just took some of the tin that I had and I just marked that as a template across these 4 sheets. I didn't pull them or measure them or anything. I just picked one and said, let's make them all the same. I know it'll work.
Well, let me walk through here. Just cutting this tin out. That's a Ryobi battery operated cutoff wheel, and with a metal abrasion blade on it. I have other ways of doing it, and they don't work as well as this. So if you use a Sawzall, for example, it just vibrates the heck out of you. I had a circular saw blade that did pretty well, but then the little carbide tips would break off and the tin would rattle. So it ends up, this is the easiest way. It doesn't cost much to replace the wheels as you wear through them, but it gets through in rapid success. I do one side, then I do the other side, and I get these all cut where the sparks are arrested inside the container.
Yeah.
Then I stick them all up on the roof. So there's the last of it. There is no more tin for me to put up. I'm all done.
Well, it is getting evening, so behind me is the barn that I built, right? Pretty much solo built all by myself, and so can you. Cost-wise, it was $3,100 to bring in the shipping container and drop it down. I bought cement blocks. I salvaged the tin. I bought the 16-foot treated. I use treated even above the ground out here. They've got those Formosan termites coming, and they are above ground nesting termites. So everything is treated lumber in my property, or cedar, right? I'm trying to avoid those. So once I add up the cost of the shipping container, $3,100, I've got about $120 of cement blocks. I've got another $120 of timbers. I guess I could add some nails in there. I said $3,500. Might be leaning all the way into $3,600. But listen, I've got that is 20 by 10 lean-to. I've got, and you look how pretty that is, right? I've got this here barn, which is flood resistant, insect resistant, rodent proof, right? 1.5-inch thick floors that can hold 80,000 pounds inside of it. Fire resistant, which is the big deal out here. You can see I'm off grid. I am in the middle of a major drought, and there is extreme fire danger where I am. Well, looky, you know, well, I guess I'd catch the roof there, maybe. But I do clear out around everything and whatnot. So if I don't get an ember storm, I might survive something like that. So there you see my sawmill rails, where I'm going to put my sawmill. You might park an RV there. You could do the same thing and put an RV underneath it. And then you could use this as, you know, you could be living in an RV and working on this if you wanted it to be a house. Now, for me, this is a barn. But the cost, you cannot argue the cost. All the angles are square. This thing I can padlock up and go away and come back, and it'll still be padlocked up. It's steel, right? So there's a huge number of benefits to this kind of a barn build. And if you go ahead and put the roof on there, you're going to cut down the black body of space, so you won't be dealing with container rain in it. You won't be dealing, right? It'll protect your investment. Now, I use that so that I could do a suspended lean-to. If you look at that lean-to, it's only got one post, and that post is where the sawmill table will be, and I don't want that to be damaged, right? So I put a post there so that if I move it along, I won't accidentally hit the sawmill itself. But and then there's 20 feet, so I won't get rained on, hopefully. And I could add additional rails. I could go all the way out to 40 foot if I want to. And I could have built that roof that same way if I wanted to. I didn't. I want to keep moving. But anyway, thank you for watching. This is Cowboy Steve of Building a 1,000-Year Home. I appreciate you being here with me. I enjoy your company very much. Like, subscribe, follow me along. Bye.
Like sand slipping through it.